It's a Blue Otter, and it's actually been built by North Bay Engineering at Darlington. Um, and the reason that we've ended up with this locomotive was that we had an embarrassing situation a couple of years ago when our two steam locos had to be withdrawn because of major water problems. And as much as people were sympathetic when they visited the railway, they expected to see a steam engine really. And to make sure that this never happened again, yes, we've installed a reverse osmosis plant to treat the water, but it also highlighted the fact, steam locos aren't an exact science. They can fail at any time. And what we would like was to expand the fleet so that we could have a structured withdrawal of locomotives, so they could have major overhauls, not panic when something went wrong, to try to get it right for the next Sunday of operation. So this additional locomotive allowed us to do that.
So is 3 the optimum number for GDR, or would you like more ideally?
Probably 4, and that would... Because you can have 2 locomotives that are running perfectly on one Sunday, and then you can have major problems when you steam them both, and when you've got no backup. So this will allow us going forwards, hopefully, to never have to let people down by not having a steam locomotive on a scheduled service.
I'm assuming there's quite a cost associated to bringing in a new railway engine.
Yes, it is. We didn't plan to have Otter, and she wasn't originally to be built for us. But I think they thought they'd have no trouble selling this locomotive, and I think they were a little bit in trouble with it. We got a good relationship with North Bay Railway because they've just done the major overhaul for us of Sea Lion. So because we know them well, we knew of the problem, and because this locomotive is a Bagnall design of locomotive, and we only have Bagnall locomotives at Groudle.
And what does that mean, a Bagnall design?
That's the original manufacturing company from Stafford that
Right.
built Sea Lion and Polar Bear.
Mm-hmm.
And Annie down there is another Bagnall product from original Bagnall drawings, and so's Otter. She's a virtual replica of a Sipat locomotive, and because of that, we took an interest, and plus also she's ideal for Groudle. It's an 040. The actual layout of the engine is just a perfect fit for Groudle. She's been steam tested. Well, I think she's been steam tested as we speak virtually, and hopefully she'll be with us at some stage next week. But yes, there was the financial implications, and the Alan Chinnery Trust came to our aid and allowed this to happen. So, to cut a long story short, we have another locomotive coming very shortly.
And so you're saying what, people will be able to see her in action fairly shortly?
Yes, we've also got Brown Bear coming as well, of course, and we're hoping for the Transport Festival that we'll be able to launch them both together with a bit of luck, because Brown Bear's not far away either. But thankfully they're not coming together. We've got a tester at Groudle. There'll probably be the odd adjustments and whatever, and obviously driver familiarisation and all the rest of it. But I think she certainly won't be. I don't think she'll be running for Easter. I don't think that's the plan. But certainly as soon after that, I think you might see her in traffic on a Sunday before launch, just to make sure that she fits in well. You know, she can pull the train up the bank and all that, but we're pretty sure that that's not going to be a problem. But until we actually get here, you can't tell. But
And of course, coming up, what we've got the next big weekend, I suppose, the Easter weekend, is it?
The Easter Bunny ones, yes. Sunday and Monday. We're still beavering away with track work up the other end, and always loads to do in the closed season. But thankfully, Easter's late this year, so we'll be ready. Plenty of Easter eggs, bunnies. It'll all be there as usual.
And the amazing thing is, again, I mean, you're talking about the reverse osmosis plant there. We're hearing a bit about these trains coming in, Brown Bear and obviously Otter. It is amazing. This is all basically a gang of enthusiasts, and I know the amount of work that goes on throughout the years, you say on season and off season, to keep this running, to keep it going, to keep the track going, to bring in the new engines, and all the health and safety hoops you have to jump through to prove that it's a viable railway. It's immense.
Oh, it is. As you say, there is so much that the public don't see. But you've got the best situation you could possibly have. You've got probably 15 totally dedicated, devoted enthusiasts who give up their time willingly and lovingly to do whatever it takes to keep this railway the very best it can possibly be. And you wouldn't get that response from paid people.
No, never.
I mean, you go the extra mile as a volunteer. And we're constantly developing the Groudle Railway. I mean, obviously it can't go any further than it does, but you can hone the product and you can make it better. And the facilities, we do concentrate. First of all, it's what can be done to enhance the visitor experience. But then just occasionally you have to look to ourselves and think, well, what can help us? Because obviously if your volunteers are all happy, then that permeates through to the rest.
And what do you think is the magic, or what's the magic for you? I mean, do you think that most of the volunteers all wanted to be engine drivers when they were young boys or girls, or is there something else that really brings the magic and makes people want to give up so much time for the railway?
We are very fortunate. It is the variation of talent that you've got volunteering. And not everybody wants to be engine drivers. Some people like working in the shop, some like working in the cafe. So you have to have that. But also the fact that you need somebody who's an expert on legal stuff, somebody who's a very good accountant, who's a plumber, an electrician, knows all about steam engines, knows all about diesel engines or electric engines, carpentry,
a whole
surveying, all sorts of things. And fortunately, I sometimes I think we're pretty well blessed with this, but the amount of people we've got, considering we're only a small number, the individual talents that we've got collectively is really good.